Yay. Honestly, every time this thing throws me. Okay. You're now live. Then show me the comments. uh, there we go. Okay. It always takes a minute, I know. Hi there, and welcome to the Wednesday morning live on Facebook quilting shed video. That was an awkward sentence. That was awkward. Anyway, so I woke up this morning, I pulled open my curtain and looked out the window and said, that's just rude. Snow was on the ground, like a sprinkling. I shouldn't have been upset or disappointed. It wasn't entirely unexpected. And honestly, we were here in the shop yesterday, and as you can see from behind me, changed things over to Christmas. Ah! Ah! Yeah, I changed the mini wall to all the mini Christmas thingies that I have, which is fantastic. That isn't even all that I own. There's some that I left at my house because if one of the things that I've made is old enough and I bring it to the shop, people are like, I want to buy this fabric, and that fabric has not been made for, a good 5 years. It's just better if I just keep it home. But as all us quilters know and love, that just gives you an excuse to make another one. So, yay? Yeah, we decorate my own house with them. Like, I gotta have decorations for me too, right? Where in the shop is Andrea today? Yes. Back in front of the thread, and I will talk about the thread in a minute because I don't have my signs up yet. So we got a lot of stuff done here in the shop yesterday. Yes, I moved things again. That's how retail works, is we just move stuff around for you. It's to your benefit. It's to your benefit. So the biggest news, I'm going to tell you about the specific sales in a bit, but the biggest news is all of our Black Friday sales are starting today. And if you visit the website, you will see stuff on sale that was not on sale before. And I will tell you about that in a second before I go through some of the new things. Yay. Yeah, and that will last until the end of the month because it was more than 10 years ago. People who had to work for Black Friday, which is the Friday after the American Thanksgiving. Of course, it leaks up to Canada with all the sales. And Canada started doing sales on the Thursday because it's not Thanksgiving here. So you might as well start the Black Friday sales a day early. And then, retailers and other workers were exhausted, and it's a lot of work for 2 days. And then it was like small business Sunday, Saturday, and then Cyber Monday, and it just kept expanding. And then I remember one of the companies I worked for at the time were like, we want to take it easy on our employees so that they can actually have Thanksgiving off. So we started they started their Thanksgiving sales like a week early. So yeah, that's why I'm starting them now, because it just lessens the pressure on all of us, and maybe and especially consumers, because that's what I was just about to say. Maybe you want to shop elsewhere later, and you don't want to miss out. So we're giving you more time to do this. Ta-da! Willa McLean is also alive. She wants us to know. Hey, Willis. No, he says hi too. So that's that. Yesterday, even though it was a holiday, one of my reps came to visit me. He's not specifically a fabric rep, although this company that I buy a lot of my notions from has been carrying more and more fabric. And we've been buying more and more fabric from them and other things. They've been getting some good things in. So yeah, I ordered some fabric for April and May. If you can believe it, April and May. The other thing that they are carrying, they've started to carry a few months ago, but they're carrying even more and more, is the Wonderfill thread. So he had a goodie bag for me, Quinn did. Wonderfill thread line. So if you have questions about Wonderfill, we will probably get more in. We will definitely be getting more of this in at a later date. Look at this. So if you like the Deco Bob threads, if you like Invisifill, that's coming. Diane and I are going to test various long arm threads that they carry. There's a long arm thread guide if you have questions. They sent, I had like, this is my bag of goodies. Like, Like I have a bunch of pre-wound bobbins to test for various machine sizes. The polymat, it's a matte polyester instead of a shiny polyester. I even have an Olfa catalog. Like, I sat there last night and read this because I'm a geek and I like to geek out about this. So yeah, there's more stuff in here. We looked at the LDH scissors. I can tell you while he was here, I was putting a lot of these in my bin. And I'm going to blame Diane for how many we're getting in because she knows why. But they're good scissors. We tested some scissors and put those on your Christmas list. That's what I was going to do. Talk about the Christmas list too. So I mentioned this in the newsletter, and you're going to hear me mention this until you are absolutely sick of it. I don't care. But I'm going to drill it into your heads. You can do a wish list two ways. If you are on our website, you can see on every little image of our products, there's a little heart in the corner. If you click on that heart, it puts it in my wish list, which is in your account. And you'll be able to email that link to somebody and say, these are the things that I like. If that's too techy for you, we went totally old school on this one. I had someone calm me down because I like to go overboard with planning on some things because I don't want to miss anything. Hello. We have index cards, recipe index cards. We've got them behind the counter. You come in, we'll put your name at the top. You can get us to write down what you want, or you can write it down specifically what you want. Doesn't matter. You can wander around the store with it and jot things down as you think of them. So you can be like window shop and like write it down on a little index card and then turn it back into us. When I get the tree up, I will probably hang them on the tree because that's just cute. Or if you just want it private, we'll just keep it in the little bin behind the counter. But you can send a relative in and they'll be like, I'm here shopping for Lisa. Does Lisa have a little card? And Lisa will be like, yeah, I filled my card out already. I can see you're down there. And she can send somebody in and he can come in and be like, oh, this is Lisa's card. I don't know what this is, but I know what she wrote down. And I'll be like, oh, we know what that is. Here you go. So you can choose. And, I don't know if you've ever written wish lists, but our family does lists every year almost. And it's to avoid over duplication or getting things you don't want. I know when my daughter-in-law, Caitlin, first came into our family, she was like, this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Why would you distribute lists to everybody? Now we're all like, oh yeah, we're all like neurodiverse and some form of autism or ADHD on the spectrum. This totally makes sense for all of us. It does go back to my childhood because my parents were divorced when I was very, very young. So there was a lot of duplication between presents and it got so I would send one half of my family this wish list and I would send the other half of my family the other half of the wish list. That way, I didn't get 2 or 3 things duplicated at Christmas. And it does sound pretty indulgent when you think about it. But we have silly things on the list too. So yeah.
For example, you wouldn't want to get 2 sets of ice skates or even 3.
Right, yeah, you don't want to get 2 sets of ice skates. Right? This person can buy you the skates that you want for Christmas, and that person can buy you this year's hot game from when I was a kid. Snowy has a birthday a week before Christmas, so it's also a birthday Christmas combo. But yeah, it really does help. And it helps out because, okay, my mom, I love you, but sometimes if I just say I'm interested in such and such, by the time my mom actually finds it in a store somewhere or buys it online, she's only remembered half of it correctly. So sometimes just sending her a specific link to something, you could use an Amazon wish list for this. We've tried an app called Things to Get Me where you can put in links to anything, and you can also just put in notes to stuff and pictures.
It's really just a list that you can edit.
Yeah, it's a list that you can edit. My daughter Sarah has sent us a Google document that works, and she just updates it every year and resends it because she's smart like that. But yeah, it is very, very smart because if you have it on hand, especially if it's digital, you can just keep adding to it through the year. Instead of just randomly sending, I did this last night. I randomly sent my daughter-in-law a link and I said, if you're looking for a present for me, this would be a good one. Anyway, So there's that. That's what we do, and I rambled on way too long about that because it's Christmas. But we aren't talking about me and my Christmas list. We're trying to talk about you and your Christmas list. OMG! And I'm going to show you a couple of new things that came in. You've seen me talk about the Erie Quilt Art rulers. We got more of these in the 2.5 by 6.5. Super handy size to have next to your machine. This is non-slip, and the grip on this is very grippy. I want to say it's grippier than the Creative Grids. It's very grippy. We are going to crack a big one open and leave it at our cutting table and use it as our main cutting ruler because we really, really like them. So yeah, so the 2.5 by 6.5. I can't even show you all of these because it's taken up a half a wall. 3 by 18, which can sometimes be hard to find. We've carried different sizes in different brands of rulers just to get sizes that people want, and I find it really kind of annoying sometimes if I have to get a different brand of ruler in a different size and I don't like the markings because I'm very picky about my markings. But this one this is 2.5 by 24. Hello, 2.5 by 24. It is $40. They are a little more. They are Canadian, designed and developed in Canada. Designed by Canadians for Canadians. $40, 2.5 by 24. If you need to cut jelly roll strips, this is really good. The slotted rulers, the June Taylor ones have been really difficult to find from my supplier. I'm not even sure they're even going to carry them anymore. They've had to discontinue quite a number of things because of stuff in the US. And the Stripology ruler is actually from Creative Grids, which shops can only purchase from American distributors, which can sometimes be difficult to get here for reasons. There we go. And I'm going to get more of their really big rulers, but these rulers also come in massively huge sizes. I only have one in this size, and there is bigger ones coming.
Isn't that one reserved?
This one, I think, yeah. But if we sold it and I had to get another one, I mean, she doesn't need it right away. This is a 12.5 by 24 ruler. Look at this. Look at it. And you're like, why would you ever need a ruler this big? Are you squaring up a lot of quilts?
It's also great for squaring up large blocks.
Squaring up large blocks. If you do a lot of large things, very handy.
Because if you were doing 12-inch finished blocks, you would use that.
Yeah, if you were doing 12-inch finished blocks, actually if I was doing, I do have like a 12.5-inch square ruler, but if I needed more than one of them, it's great for long cuts. If you've got, sometimes long cuts on a cutting mat can be difficult without folding or using multiple rulers. If you didn't want to use your lines, maybe your lines are inaccurate or worn out. That is very helpful. Oh, we're doing good for time. Okay. I did want to show you a few new patterns. We have gotten in some new patterns too. They are mostly showing on the website. Mostly?
The buy any ones.
The buy any ones are. Okay. We've got more coming. But I do have this fabric collection in, the Stitchin' from Northcott. I showed that to you a while ago. I finally got the patterns. That one. Spools. This is like the chandelier quilt, but with extra blocks around it, spools and stars. I love star blocks. This one is effective with the stripy border fabric and the panel with the squares, of which we no longer have the panel with the squares. But if you bought the panel earlier and you're like, I just need the right pattern, this is a good one. And this is also a good one. Ta-da, with two of the panels and lots of the fabric. And these are all $18.50 a piece. Yeah, that's the best we could do for those. But yeah, they're in stock. So let's turn to a swig of our morning drink. Oh yeah, I can taste the difference, but I still like it. As you know, I have switched to coffee. It's working out great in some regards.
With the oat milk?
Yeah, it's turning out great with some regards, but the only way I like to drink it is with brown sugar, and lots of it, and either almond milk or oat milk. The almond milk is great. The downside is it's chock full of calories. Yay! But hey, we're here to talk about the Black Friday sales now. Whoa! Everybody breathe. It's fine. It's fine. I'm going to send you an email. The other thing, I'm going to apologize in advance if you find it annoying that I'm going to send you more emails between now and Christmas. But I don't want you to miss anything. And I do find that people often miss my email even though they know it comes out every week. But the feedback I'm hearing is they get so many other emails that it kind of gets lost in the noise. So one way to not get lost in the noise is be a little noisier. Oops. So just between now and Christmas, I'm going to ramp them up a little so you don't miss anything. Anyway, Black Friday sales. While we were cleaning up the shop, you know what I found that we had? Extra bolts of batting. The smaller bolts. I say smaller as opposed to the rolls. So these are the 9-yard bolts, 8.2 meters. They are on sale. Oh my God. $120 for 9 yards. That's like 3 queen size quilts easy. If you have a lot of quilts to finish for Christmas, here you go. That is the cost effective way to get your batting. Because that is the 80-20, 96 inches wide, and like I said, 9 yards. 9 yards. That's 3 3-yard pieces. Oh yeah, that's like big queen size quilts. That's a lot of quilts. So we actually have quite a few of these. So swing on by, grab one. You'll be set for the winter even. Or you can stick it on your wish list for Christmas and have somebody buy it for you for Christmas. Yeah, it seems like a boring present from their perspective, but it'll warm your heart. And it's something you need as a quilter. There you go. I printed off a bunch of signs that I need to hang up, so I'm just going to show you my signs. It'll be like a thing or something. Clearance fabric. We made like a whole clearance section now. If you were in the shop before and you had to walk all the way to the back to the Christmas, that's now the clearance sale section. That will probably stay there because retail rules, you walk to the back of the store, that's where the sale stuff is. My mom taught me that because she's smart. The next sale, and partly why I'm parked over here, see all this stuff behind us? Yeah, all the way to there, all of the thread, all of it, every brand, every option, 20% off. But what about the Aurifil? 20% off. What about the Matler? 20% off. How about the Glide? 20% off. What about the Glide bobbins? Also 20% off. What about the Aurifil cones? 20% off. If it's thread, it's 20% off. What if it came in a set? It's 20% off. Woohoo! There we go. I know, we're trying to clear out the thread. Remember, just rewind back to where I said something about getting the Wonderfil thread in. The way do we do that? We clear out a bunch of this and we get more. The Christmas fabric is all now 20% off, including pre-cuts. This is all of the Christmas collections. If it's just a basic Christmas, that I think they're still pretty much at the same price they were, but they were good prices. Those were good prices anyway. But the Christmas collections, if you came in and you were like, well, the Christmas collections that she's had in for a little bit, they're still regular price. I'm going to wait until the price drops. This is your sign. Literally, it's a sign that says 20% off. A reminder that the remaining Tula Pink and Cafe that I have in stock is 20% off. That's ongoing. But the other new thing I did, the Fireside 60 inches. I want to clear out the 60-inch Fireside for reasons. That's 30% off because I'm nuts. This is only colors that we have in stock, so it wouldn't apply to anything new. So any Fireside that we have in stock that is 60 inches wide is now 30% off. That's just the 60%. Just the 60-inch percent. Oh my God. More coffee.
Too many numbers.
Too many numbers for this time of day. I'm telling you. So if it's the shorter Fireside, 30% off sale, which is kind of nuts. Like what did I made all that thread 20% off. This is like nuts. And then I got one more piece of pink paper. Black Friday comes early. Black Friday comes. Pretend this was a fancy video thing. Black Friday comes early. Shop now at the Quilting Shed, where you can finish any bolt and get an additional 10% off.
We can fix that in post.
We'll fix that. We can fix that in post.
I say on the live video.
Do you love my voice?
Yeah.
Somebody needs, this could be like my third, fourth, fifth career. I could do voiceovers, which technically I had considered at one point. Black Friday does come early here at the Quilting Shed. Finish any bolt, get an additional 10% off. If it's on sale, I'll give you another 10% off. If it's not on sale, I'll give you 10% off. You want to finish that bolt? I'm giving you 10% off. We're not even arguing. I mean, you're going to argue with me sometimes. I'm like, but Andrea, don't you sometimes give us a little extra and round down? You say that kind of covers it. I'm like, yeah, that too. We need to clear out some bolts and make some room because we have new stuff that we don't have the space to put on the floor. So I'm like, I can't even show it to you because where am I going to put it? Yeah, so we got to clear out the old stuff. And as a reminder, we do have a select number of flannels that are still on sale for 20% off until they're gone. I'm going to call them flannelette for a minute so you know what I mean. Yeah, it's a bunch of kids' prints. Yes, they're 45-inch wide. No, I don't really have a lead on 36-inch wide flannelette anymore. So you don't even have to worry, but it's decent quality. It's all kids' prints. You're making a bunch of presents. Babies are dropping left, right, and center. They need stuff.
I have some of this.
You bought some of this, and you work here.
Yeah.
And as always, we've been also bundling up remnants and pricing those. So they are all in the clearance section as well. So if you're just looking for small pieces, you're looking for good deals, those are also marked down, like ends of bolts on the wide backs and stuff too. And those are generally about 20% off of what they normally were. So that's that for now. And I didn't even, that's the other thing I meant to bring over to talk about. FAF always runs a lot of good sales for Christmas for machines. I know some of you are thinking about upgrading your machine or getting something extra to lug to classes, or you have your nice big fancy machine at home and you have a simpler one that is, thank you. Ugh. So one of the things that I was super jazzed about, remember they came out with the new Expression line, which I keep telling you is my favorite. The Quilt Expression is they changed the number. Quilt Expression 725. No, I haven't gone to the eye doctor yet. That's my favorite. That's the one you can free motion quilt. You can free motion quilt on all of them, but still. I have these lovely flyers for you. We have lots of them. Look, they've even got our address on them. So you can take one away, think about it, leave it in front of your husband, and then come back. So when the Expression, the new upgraded line came out, there was a jump in price and people are like, I love it, but that price point. Well, now they're on sale. I know. So that Quilt Expression 725 that was originally $6,000 is now on sale for $5,000, and the Expression 715, which is the entry level, was now on sale for $4,490. Like, look at this, and that embroidery machine that we've had rocking in the shop, it's now $9,999, which it was $12,500, so that's pretty flippin' sweet. And if you need entry level, say you have kids who are looking to sew, they are bringing back the home ec in the schools. I know some sewing teachers in our schools, bless your hearts, give them a discount wherever I can. So here's some good starter machines. These are sturdy things too. These are not gonna, crap out on you part way. They are not the big box store models. They didn't cheap out on these. They still have a weight of them. They are nice. When you sew with them, they don't sound like you're sewing with a toy. One of our lovely students has been making her first quilt on this and is already on her second and is doing a bang up job. Yeah, I'm going through the FAF flyer with you. Look, the passports are on sale again. And I'm telling you about this because if you have talked to me before about a machine, often I have to order one in for you. These ones I've stocked up on. So I've got boxes here ready to go. You don't have to wait. You can just get one. The Ambition. This one is Snowy's personal favorite, the Ambition 610 right here. The Ambition 610. We have one of these at home that we sew on. And we have this Quilt Ambition 635. Like I said, too many numbers. And I do have a 620 that's in here. And I have a flyer outlining all the differences. You can research online if you like. The FAF website makes it also all pretty clear. There's even some serger deals. I haven't even gotten into those. And there's other bundles that they have. This one, if you've seen the big machine that I sew on at the back of the shop, that's the Creative Icon. This is amazing. I feel so spoiled, and they are adding a package. Like, yeah, if you really want to spoil yourself and like, this is my forever machine, and it comes with the comes with a quilt table, quilting kit, quilt binder. Oh, that quilting kit is amazing as well. And a lot of these are coming with 1 year of a Creative 8 Essential membership. Now, if you've seen the Creative 8 stuff online, I haven't talked about it hardly at all, but it has online designs for the Singer Momento, the cutting machine, and it also has the embroidery designs. You're like, I don't have either of those. Why would I need it? It does have a lot of projects in it that are members only. It would be where you house, even for free, more stitches. Like if you have just a machine that just has some fancy stitches, they did recently come out with something called a fringe foot where you can do a fringe stitch. So if you have an older machine, it needs the fringe foot stitch, but your machine didn't come with that, but you can get it online. That's how you download it. So if you're looking at the Creative 8 website, and you're like, but everything looks like it costs money, they do have a free level. So there. I just wanted to mention that. Yes, it is Christmas. We are selling. I know. And anyway, so that's what we've got going on, the sales. And we do have like samples up here. Last minute shout out to, if you have a border fabric you don't know what to do with, you could do my hexagon table topper. I have a video for you for this on my YouTube channel. Right? People say it's fast and easy, and I'm pretty funny in it. Look, I brought over all the fat quarters of the Christmas fabric to show you, and then didn't show you. I actually had a Christmas flannel here, and I didn't even show you that either. Look at that. So that means since I marked down the Christmas fabric, that means all of the Christmas fat quarters that were $6, they're now all going to be $5, just because I said so. There we go. And that's a very cute Christmas flannel. Isn't that adorable? This is just regular width, washes up nice. It's flannel, not flannelette. Flannelette means it's less expensive. So there's that, and I think we marked this down to $10. There we go. It says 12, but we'll double check that. And we'll figure out how to make a price tag stick in it. This does not have the cardboard bolts on it. It's very annoying. We haven't figured out how to, right? We were going to pin them on there. Okay, so we got to clean up. We got to open up. Whee!
Someone's already waiting.
Someone's already waiting. I'm going to cross that off and put 5 right there. Look at that. So yeah, I'm going to take forever to say goodbye now. Shout out to the gals who helped me hang these things up. You know who you are. You guys know it's with Susan and Diane. So there we go. Appreciate you all. Swing by and give me a shout out. See where I can help you. Dun, dun, dun. We got lots going on behind the scenes, but fantastic sales. Yeah. You'll hear more about it in the coming weeks. Over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Alrighty. Bye. At least we didn't play annoying Christmas music in the background. It's going to be nonstop from here to December. All right. Later, taters. Goodbye.